When leaders think about rising to new levels of leadership, it can be easy to fall into the trap of more, more, more. We can think we need to know a lot more things and do more, come in earlier, stay later, be more. And we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. This can lead to a lot of overwhelm and burnout and focusing on the wrong things that undermine our leadership rather than expand it. The truth is, rather than more, 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 we need to think about different levels of leadership as different capacities for leadership, where the institutions, the organizations, the people we're leading need different things from us at different places. Today, I want to talk about different levels of leadership and how you can focus on where your leadership is most needed and can be most effective. Just the other day, I was talking with a vice president whose president had tasked him with exploring some leadership development, particular coaching. And in the conversation about what he's looking for to meet the expectations of this new level of leadership, one of the things that we talked about was that this more, more, more trap, and thinking that as we rise up, we just need to be more and a hero and then a superhero and know more and do more as we go. And it leads to this overwhelm and burnout. And he was just resonating with this so much, he almost leaped out of his chair, nodding in agreement. And rather than think about more, how do we think about different kinds of capacities of leadership? This becomes a real challenge as we continue to move up in our organizations. And we continually think in our culture that the more a leader rises, they just have to keep doing everything they've done before, but add on all these new capacities and build on that. Instead, if we can think about leadership at different levels requiring different things, we can focus on what does this level of leadership need of me and how do I meet that? And when I'm successful and move up to a different level of leadership, what does that require of me in the organization and how do I meet that? When we're not properly matching our leadership capacity with what the organization needs from us, it can lead to all sorts of trouble. We might be micromanaging those below us and doing what they should be doing because that's what we're familiar with. In fact, that's what got us the promotion here. We might be undermining or replicating what our peers should be doing, our colleagues, the folks at our same level. We might be undermining those that we report to, our supervisors, those that we're leading up with, because we might be stepping on their toes of what they're supposed to be leading because it maybe is more interesting or more exciting for us. Instead, if we can think about what is right at this level, it can be transformative. Instead, it can put our focus and our energy in the right places. It can be liberating of what we can let go of and really embrace this moment in our leadership for us and those around us. Of course, as leaders, we all have preferences. We have ways of leading that maybe are intuitive or feel like they're come naturally for us. And when that matches what our role requires, it's a really great fit and it can feel almost effortless and natural, and we can really be in our authenticity and things can be easier. However, when our preference doesn't match our level of leadership, we need to be willing to let go of that preference and step into what the organization, the institution, and the people we're leading need of us and require of us. That can be really hard, particularly when we've got a lot of positive affirmation, kudos, and performance appraisals around leading in a particular way that is no longer what the organization needs of us. We need to let go of that and let that to people who are filling those roles. That can be really challenging. It also means we need to step into learning and developing our capacities that are new to us. And I think we all love learning and engaging, and the idea of developing new capacities is really exciting. However, when we've gotten so much affirmation for doing the old thing, to let that go and embrace something we're new and unfamiliar with and not great at yet can be scary. It can feel like we're out of our comfort zone. In particular, when we're a new leader, stepping into something that's not our comfort zone can be really challenging. We can be afraid of falling on our faces, letting people down, leading them to think they made a mistake and moving us into the role. What we want to do is be very aware and conscious. What leadership role, what level am I at? What does this require of me? And there's some generalizations we can make across organizations, but there's also particular things within each organization. Do they need functional leadership in a particular domain around project management? Do we need alignment and strategic leadership? Do we need visionary and symbolic leadership? And so how do we figure out what the organization needs and match that? This is something that we're thinking a lot about as we kick off our new series of leadership coaching journeys with Evolve. Um, this realization that uh, emerging executive and executive leaders require different capacities is one of the reasons we've created different leadership coaching journeys for those different levels. And of course, beyond those three, we also have our Leading for Equity coaching journey. We're going to be kicking this off with our Summit journey for executive leaders, then moving into our Ascend leadership journey for those emerging executive, and then our Basecamp journey for those emerging leaders, and then our Elevate, which is previously our Leading for Equity offering. If you're interested in learning about the different capacities at these different levels of leadership, doing some self-reflection about your preferences, what comes naturally to you, and where you might be in alignment or out of alignment, and also connecting with other senior leaders who are thinking this through, please join us for our next free Evolve Institute webinar. We'll be talking about these different offerings, the different levels. We'll share a structure that might be really helpful for you thinking through that, and engage in some self-reflection and then some engagement. You can join us for that next Evolve Institute webinar on November 19th. We'd love to see you there, and good luck with your own leadership journey.